that music.
He's not a bat, he's a man who fights crime. And we're gonna watch him fight for a minute at a time. With John and Niall and a guest who doesn't rhyme. It's Bat
Minute! Greetings, citizens of Gotham, and welcome once again to Bat Minute Returns, the show that analyzes and investigates Tim Burton's, Batman Returns 1 minute at a time, all the while wondering why the hell we're doing what we're doing. I am one of your hosts, John Parker.
Oh, and I am the other host, also wondering why. Niall McGowan.
And we are joined by a very, very special guest. We say that every time, but it is so. You might remember him from last season. You might remember him from Die Hard Minute, or you may recognize his voice from our wonderful new theme song. It is Kit Flemons.
Hello, that's my name. Wear it out, please do.
Do I have to say it in full every single time?
You could call me by my name or any shorter replacement you can think of.
So, K?
Yeah, K.
I'm just going to call you Rat.
just a truncated, guttural. Yeah.
What about a
That's I'm about to see if I can get that on my birth certificate changed. Make job interviews good.
Oh.
I wish you could have sounds on your birth certificate. They should be audio-based.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, save all the birth certificates talk, because that's in the fall.
Yes, true.
But, yeah.
Well, welcome back to the show, everybody. This is minute 37 of Batman Returns. The minute starts with a sad, sad bird, and it ends with a touched bat. Oh. So yes, we are back at the lovely, wonderful, exciting press conference now as our Pengy reveals that all he wants is to find his mum and dad. Oh.
Yeah. And I do love the theatrical performance of Oswald Cobblepot here. Because everything he's doing, it even seems like the flinching from the cameras and stuff. It all seems very timed and performed and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like there's a camera flash where he doesn't react, and then like a split second later he's like, "Oh, that's right," and then he kind of flinches as if he knows, like, yeah, people will make you look vulnerable if you're like trying to hide your eyes from the flash bulbs and stuff. And just even the tone of the voice of the whole, like, all I want is a chance to find my mom and dad. Like, he's so grovelly and so so unintimidating and stuff. And yeah, it's great. It's
great. That's the thing. We know that it's nonsense and it's put on because, we've seen he's a shady, dodgy character. And it's implied, I have come to accept now, that he maybe didn't live in the sewer the whole time. So the lights probably aren't hurting his eyes.
I do wish, though, that it would have been great to be, like, broke this character and actually, like, pulled a Sean Penn. Like, someone flashed a camera at him and he was just like, I want a chance. What the? And just went over and started beating up the paparazzi or something. Like, went over and grabbed the camera and smashed it and stuff. And then, like, Walken's just like, all right, you're not quite listening to the instructions I gave you, but
I would say PR nightmare for a politician, but we've seen real life politicians act almost that terribly, if not worse.
Yeah, pretty much. But we'll note as well, though, in what he's saying here is quite, like, concise and to the point. And he's laying out everything he wants very simply. The original Daniel Waters script, of course, has Penguin come out with quite a different spiel, because he does the same deal of saving the baby. But then once he comes up, without even seemingly like needing to get in front of a friggin' press conference, he just starts pontificating and announces, my name is Oswald Cobblepot. You call me something else. Banks get robbed. You say Penguin must have done it. Bunch of circus meanies shoot the Christmas tree. Children skip school. Priest takes drugs. You say Penguin must have told them to. I haven't done anything, and that goes for more than crimes. The closest I ever came to playing a game of basketball was hearing the sound of dribbling on the manholes above my head. The closest I ever came to going to a dance was finding a corsage in a puddle of sewer slewage. The closest I ever came to making love to a woman, well, don't worry, it's way off. Way off. I wore that corsage for a week. Then there's a little little paragraph break. And then it goes on, he keeps going. It goes on and on and on and on.
That is the problem with that whole damn draft.
Yeah. And he's even doing like really cartoony things where he's just saying like, and don't ask me why, but I think there's going to be a crime wave that starts tonight.
Oh my God, no. But it raises an important question that I have to ask you guys. The Penguin, okay, he hasn't made love to a woman, he seems to suggest. Does he make love to the penguins?
I'll let Kit field this one.
He's certainly attracted to Catwoman's feline ways. So he's certainly got something for no discrimination among the animals, at least. So it could well extend to birds.
He's something of a furry, I suppose. He's the originator of furries.
I mean, the women he has down there in the sewer with him, this poodle lady and then the python lady.
Yeah, animal themed again.
Yeah, so I do wonder if like has he attempted a courtship? There could be an entire sitcom that's happened down in that sewer of like like a Friends-esque sort of things of like, oh, one bunch of clowns lives in one corner of the sewer, the penguin and like someone lives on the other, and they're all so everyone's sleeping with each other and having little affairs and stuff and. Getting, we're missing out on a potential prequel series here. Getting involved in the drama, and the laughs. Don't worry, there'll be laughs too.
Oh, those laughs.
But yeah, the thing is, because he is very, very sleazy and he is very pervy, so the guy definitely has a sex drive.
Oh yeah.
So God knows where it's raised its ugly head in the past while.
I do like his speech, though. He wants to know why they did what he did. I know he's lying, but it does make you, even knowing that, it makes you feel for him. Because, I mean, as we've said previously, it's like nature or nurture.
Yeah.
Was he born evil? Was he made to be evil? That's what you've got to sort of think about throughout the whole film, really.
Yeah.
Like, did his parents give up on him too easily, too soon?
Oh, they obviously had, if there is nature or the nurture, their very first reaction was to down their drinks, take their baby and throw him into a river.
Well,
I mean, there might not be much time for nurture, but there's certainly some evil in those genes.
I get the impression that maybe, they've had enough. This is like day... 60 of this child just ruining their lives. I'm not suggesting it's fine to then throw him in the river, but they've snapped. Like they think he's a monster, but was he a monster really? They could have changed him.
I don't think like it would have taken much to snap those. Like if you're in any way prepared to throw a baby in a river, I'm pretty sure you're going to be. You yourself are going to be evil from the get-go. So
I think attitudes to disability and sort of things like that in Gotham seem quite different because it's a city which is ravaged by crime and people with very little care for other human beings. Yet along comes the Penguin who, without wanting to seem discriminatory, looks evil through and through. He's not. Yeah. He's got these sort of shadowy eyes and pointy teeth, and a habit of sort of going, and yet everyone seems very fond of him. He gives his every time he's around people trying to be normal. They don't say he's a bit of a shady character. Maybe he's putting this on. They all sort of smile and are very, very welcoming. I think that they're nicer to him than they probably would be in real life.
No, you're right, actually. I'd not thought about that. Like, if a guy... Not that this should happen, but if a guy like that came out in our world, people would be horrible. Like, straight away.
Yeah, and we spoke about briefly, way back when. People of Gotham already love Max Schreck, who is the most evil-looking man you could imagine. Like everything about him looks really
I think
shady.
you mean cool-looking guy. Come on.
Nah, maybe, yeah, like it's a nice style, but like he looks shady as all hell. And it's so if they're prepared to like take that guy into their hearts, then yeah, why not this weird penguin guy?
I suppose if one of the most revered do-gooders in town is, a bloke dressed up as a bat, then you become quite tolerant to variation.
I suppose as well you could say that it's like the fact that he's done himself a favor here by, I'll say done himself a favor. He's faked saving this baby, and it kind of reminds me like I don't know. This might seem a bit severe, but like when Susan Boyle got really famous. And it was the whole thing of Susan Boyle was like, she's not, traditionally attractive to the public. But people were so surprised that she could actually sing and stuff. And there was always this sort of thing of like, people really loved her. But there was always people sort of dodge around the fact of like, yeah, but she doesn't look normal though, does she? She doesn't look like the kind of people we usually put up on a pedestal. And it's the same kind of vibe with the penguin. I have a feeling the public probably all are very like, this guy looks like a weirdo, and he is hideous. But like this, but they saved the baby. What a brave soul to come up here and do all this and stuff.
That wasn't even a particularly impressive rescue. I mean, the baby fell down a manhole. And then he emerges from the manhole holding the baby. It couldn't have looked more choreographed, I don't think.
Yeah, that is, yeah. But I do wonder as well, like, who came up with that plan? Was that like a thing that the penguin himself's like, this is I've been working on this for ages? Or is this like he also met up with Max Schreck again, and like Schreck was like, so what can we do? Like, the mayor's got a baby. What if you saved the baby? And they, I don't know. I gotta save a baby, Max. Well, you got that duck thing over there. What can you do with that? Like maybe we work the duck into it somewhere. And then after hours of them just sitting down the sewer, like chain smoking cigarettes and they've drawn up blackboards full of plans. They came up with okay, this guy's gonna take the baby. He's gonna jump in that manhole. You're gonna bring, and then I don't know, Max. It seems like people are gonna see through it. No, people are idiots. They'll believe it straight away. Don't you worry. I've been tricking them for years.
I don't get why he had that elaborate setup of being raised up on the duck as well when he emerged from a manhole that you couldn't even see the duck through. No one else got to see the duck. That was just his, little confidence boost.
That's an excellent point. Why didn't he just I suppose maybe climbing a ladder holding a baby would be a pain. But he could have like a bag. He could put it in a bag.
I don't know. Maybe emerging with a sack and taking a baby out of it is not the best.
Well, that's what Krampus does. He puts children in sacks. But yeah, he's evil.
Not very
maybe he doesn't want to be associated with Krampus.
It's like, that Krampus he's been cramping my style all these years. I can tell you that. I don't want anything to do with the guy. But I do wonder as well, like, is this I think this actually is very much the whole movie's like a commentary on the gullible public, and like they'll just eat up whatever you give them because like no one stops to go, well, how did he just seemingly levitate up out of that hole? What's he got down there?
Yeah, nobody's questioning this. God damn it.
And like, how did he do that? And then, he had a big duck thing down there. Why did he have that? And why was he just there just happened to be? I was just dandering by. Like, was that the pitch? I guess it would have to be because there's no other way that you could cover it. So,
I'm mostly disappointed that they see him sort of like rising, and nobody goes, "I didn't know penguins could fly."
Oh,
I just want someone to say that.
Maybe that would have been like if Knox was there. That would have been a perfect Knox line. Or you kind of did it in the kind of Billy D. Williams voice there as well. Like, are you secretly hoping that would have been Harvey Dent at the press conference?
I'm secretly hoping every scene has Harvey in.
Maybe we could do like a re-edit Where they kind of like a Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead, or we just put Knox and Harvey Dent, just reinsert them in throughout the entire movie, and be like, just we ourselves, like we can just play the parts ourselves, and just be like, just they're hidden down behind like the bleachers at the press conference, and maybe sharing a cigarette, going, oh, what's happening out there? Like every other scene then is like, the Batmobile's going crazy, the Penguin's taking over, running into people downtown, and then they're just like standing by a dumpster like, woo, that was a close call, huh? Stuff like that.
Every film needs that. Everyone.
Yeah. It needs to be specifically those characters as well.
Oh, yeah,
it has to be Alexander Knox and the Billy D. Williams version of Harvey Dent.
Of course. Like, why would you have any other version? Come on.
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna. I can imagine by the end of next year, you might have a softness in your heart for Tommy Lee Jones's performance. But
yeah, no, it's not a bad performance at all. No, I don't hate his performance. But we'll save that. We'll save that.
Yeah, it's all. But yeah, I thought this might be a prime opportunity though, because we've talked loads about the Penguin. We've mentioned that he's played by Danny DeVito briefly. But maybe it's time now, because it's quite a light minute, to be fair. That's maybe people might have noticed that we were just kind of talking about everything. We're talking about spend half the content talking about what happened in the minute before.
That's what we always do.
I am slightly intrigued on non-Penguin issues by the Christmas tree in the background. You can see it's an enormous tree. It's very elaborately decorated, and poor old Alfred is on quite a small, very heavy-looking ladder that really he could do about a tenth of that tree before having to climb back down.
Now, I'm glad you've pointed something out here, because like we were appalled that he, for a start, was making Alfred do the tree all on his own. It's like, this is an old man. Yeah. But also, you've pointed out something that I hadn't considered. That ladder, there's no way that'll get anywhere near the top of that tree.
Plus, Alfred has no bag of decorations. He's putting one bauble up. He must then have to climb back down the ladder, fetch another bauble, climb back up the ladder.
The poor guy. Come on.
He's not got a lot of baubles on him, has he?
He ain't got the baubles.
It could be like people always complain nowadays about how early the shops start putting out Christmas stuff. And it's like Bruce Wayne's been like, oh, my butler starts decorating the tree in September. It's crazy.
And he doesn't finish till Christmas Day.
It's just like, that Christmas Eve, it's just Alfred's up and down that ladder every 2 seconds. It's nearly the deadline, sir. And
it's only for these two people to enjoy as well. Nobody comes into the house.
Yep. Well, I don't know if it's the same among every family, but I thought it was a bit of a tradition, for people to gather around as a family and decorate the tree. And Bruce Wayne obviously has a bit of a touchy issue about, family. We would have thought he'd still maybe join Alfred in decorating the tree together or some kind of festive spirit. Instead, he's just watching the news while poor Alfred does it all in the background.
Well, I think that's the thing, though, isn't it? It's like he, much like the last movie, it's showing you he can't be a person. He can't be a human being. He is Batman. So the Christmas, it doesn't interest him. He's not interested in... He doesn't even notice Alfred's doing it, I don't think. It doesn't register to him. He's focused. He's like, right, this weird thing's going on. I need to watch and pay attention to this. Everything else can just bugger off.
I did also note, too, the urgency in Alfred's voice. I thought that was quite weird, though, because Bruce is just sitting watching the news. All of a sudden, there's like, is there something wrong, Mr. Wayne? It's kind of like, you haven't flapped your gums in the last 20 seconds. What's the matter? like why would he's watching the TV? Why would you think something's wrong? But he seems genuinely like, what's happened?
Well, maybe what he's done is he's seen it's Christmas. Alfred, you know more than me. Does he have any family? I've never seen Alfred's, grandkids come to stay.
There's family and stuff in the comics, but actually within this run of films, you find out then his friggin' niece is Alicia Silverstone in the fourth one. So yeah, he does have a family somewhere, but
maybe he's lonely then. It's Christmas, and here he is trying to get some attention by decorating a huge tree on his own. one bauble at a time, hoping Bruce will notice and offer some
Aw.
help, and they can have, a nice time together. And instead, Bruce watches TV until Alfred loses patience. He's like, Bruce, are you okay? You're not lonely at Christmas time.
Yes, we're on to him.
And he's really just trying to, get Bruce to ask how he is.
Oh,
For a
bless
change.
him. Do you think Bruce even buys him a present? I don't think he does.
I think Bruce will be like he gives him a bonus check, and then it's just like
Yeah,
you
go buy yourself something.
Yeah, you get whatever you want. And then he's just like just gives him like a little pat in the ass or something in the way. Yeah, just like, you get yourself something nice, honey. but no, I kind of thought though, like maybe the like, oh, there's something wrong with it. Like maybe they do actually have a more familial tradition, and this is the usual time that like Bruce and Alfred would start to watch like the Antiques Roadshow or something, and Bruce hasn't changed the channel, so now he's just like, well, is something the matter? So, like, I can't hear the music. What's happened?
An elderly British man cannot be denied his Antiques Roadshow.
I wouldn't trust Antiques Roadshow in Gotham City. Everything, like, and here we have, a pair of chattering teeth from the police auction of the Joker. Oh, what happens if we wind them up and then you killed half the cast and crew? Everything in Gotham must be booby-trapped at this point.
That's actually kind of, again, though, like, I would love to see that. Someone, like a fictional Antiques Roadshow set in Gotham City. That's the thing. You imagine Alfred probably trying to get down to it then, but like Bruce Wayne he's not gonna move any of his family stuff out of there. The place is like a mausoleum, so he's like, no, everything stays where it is. So yeah, the closest Alfred gets is like, I get my weekly fix of Antiques Roadshow. Or just think if it could even be that, it was like maybe he's watching like friggin' CSI Miami or something. The two of them are just really into that. That's where Bruce gets all his detecting tips.
Well, yeah. I could see them watching that together, definitely. Although Alfred, I could also imagine really being into like Diagnosis Murder and Murder, She Wrote.
Oh, yeah, totally. Oh, yeah, this would have been like the height of Murder, She Wrote as well. That's probably primetime viewing. And again, too, Bruce could take notes. He's just like, oh, yeah, this Jessica Fletcher. She seems to know what's going on. So.
But we all know she's the one doing the murders. It's too much of a coincidence, isn't it?
But there is that, or also there's just a distinct possibility that Alfred himself is frustrated that he's decorating this tree by himself. Yeah. And it is just like, something the matter, sir. I can't... something on the news. I can't hear all the way over here doing the Christmas tree by myself. And then Bruce is like, no, it's parents. Like he's just...
Well, it is interesting to him, I think, because, he's watching very intrigued, twofold, like two reasons, I think. Firstly, he wants to check this guy out as Batman to make sure he's above board, because it's a bit of a strange story, let's be honest. And secondly, of course, as you said, he's connecting with the Penguin's stated mission. The way he still loves his parents. It's quite sweet and understated the way Bruce is really connecting with this little bit of story.
Do all orphans in Gotham take on the persona of an animal? Is that some kind
You're
of bylaw?
issued a fursona at the orphanage.
Fursona.
That is what it's called. I'm not making that up.
Have you been looking into furry activities, John? No.
Oh, yeah.
We all knew it was coming eventually.
What would your fursona be? Now, I always was very attached to hedgehogs because I had big spiky hair, but now I'm a bald. I don't know if I can attach myself to a hedgehog.
I think being a hedgehog might be quite a good way to keep any unwanted advances at bay.
That'd be cool.
You'd certainly stake your own personal space right out, wouldn't you?
I like that. I'm trying. What else could? I mean, one of my other favorite animals is the koala, but all they do is eat eucalyptus and sleep, and occasionally mate, which some people would say is a lovely day. But...
Ooh.
What?
I've just Googled how do hedgehogs mate.
Oh no!
And that's you.
Is it similar to how I
that
mate?
could be one for your viewers to research.
I kind of want to look this up after last year when we had, I think it was with Audra Wolfman, where we decided to Google bat penises, which was an intriguing episode.
This does end with and then he fumbles under the edge of her spines with this weird tentacle.
Oh, okay.
So on that intriguing note, I'm closing the tab.
No, that's relatable content.
Oh. Well, this seems like we're getting into like senpai's, territory. Like, oh, tentacle porn. Oh, here we go. This episode just got interesting.
Oh yeah, we've been doing this whole show just to build to this moment, just to sucker you all in.
But yeah, we'll say though, this is actually a very good understated performance by Keaton though, and it does indicate it's an indication of character as well, that he would. Most of your modern day Batman would probably be inherently immediately suspicious of, like, if someone does anything that we're like, oh, what the hell is this? Like, for example, Ben Affleck's in Batman vs Superman, which, to be fair, Superman did, help trash an entire city and kill
exactly.
hundreds and hundreds of people. So he has this whole, like, if there's 1% chance, that he could do anything, we have to take it as a certainty and all this kind of business. But this one is, because of the fact that it's gotten to Bruce's weak spot, is, the Penguin, much like himself, is an orphan, and he just wants to find his parents. And Bruce does have a real, like, oh, this is, it's actually hit him close to home. And instead of doing, what you might go with Christian Bale's probably would have had a big monologue about how much this means to him, Keaton just has to just do, like, a very subtle facial movement where you can see that, like, oh, this is chipped away at the, it's got through the bulletproof, chest plate to get to the heart of Bruce Wayne right here.
Oh.
And, and then the even the delivery of, like, his parents, and hope he finds them. Like, he does seem to be genuinely quite affected by the story, but that might not last too long. But then might even last until the end of this week. So.
Well, he's clearly got not a suspicion, but he is questioning it already, I think, isn't he? He's like, as much as it's moving him, he's thinking, this is a bit peculiar. This isn't something that happens every day, and I am a Batman.
Yeah.
That's pretty weird by itself.
There's a specific moment in the next minute that I think is actually the tip-off for him. But we'll get to that when we get to that. But yeah, one other thing I thought it might have been an appropriate time to bring up, as I was saying earlier, we talked about the Penguin and the history of that character, and we've mentioned the fact that he's played by Danny DeVito. But we've not really gone too deep into who is Danny DeVito. What does he know? Does he know things? Let's find out. Who is Danny DeVito? So I've got in a couple of Danny DeVito facts. I thought I'd haul up here.
Danny DeVito facts.
So born in 1944, which means he was around 48 when the time they made this.
Oh.
Which is weird considering the Penguin's supposed to be 33. Which is
I
still...
thought he was younger, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of actually, that is a bit weird though, considering, like, oh yeah, the Penguin's supposed to be 33. Like, he doesn't, I guess, the hard times in the old sewers, but like, it does not strike you as a 33-year-old man.
So he's 6 years older than me as of recording.
Yeah.
6 years, 6 months, 6 months, sorry.
And he's actually a junior, so there's a Danny DeVito senior. Oh. So it's just like when something set someday, someone says "Junior," and he's like, "Oh my God, there he is!" But and he was born 1944 in the Neptune Township, New Jersey.
Oh, I thought he was going to say in Neptune.
No. Although, to be fair, though, we've talked many times about the fact that Gotham is supposed to be New Jersey, so I guess it's technically good casting that they got a New Jersey guy in to play the part. And then, brought up Catholic, etc., and then went to the American Academy of Dramatic Arts. And so after that, though, where things start to get interesting, just in terms of like the connections that Danny DeVito has. Because, once he graduates from there, he has a period where he stars in an off-Broadway production of the stage show of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, playing Martini, the part that he'll go on to play in the movie. Of course, the movie stars Jack Nicholson, who played the Joker in the previous movie. And, of course, Jack Nicholson apparently grew up quite close to Danny DeVito's neighborhood as well. So
everything's connected.
And they're best buds, those guys. But also, and talking about Danny DeVito's best buds, that original play, the original stage version of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, back in 1963, starred Kirk Douglas. So, and then Kirk Douglas, obviously the father of Michael Douglas, who was Danny DeVito's roommate in university. So,
what?
Yeah, apparently Danny D and Michael Douglas, they go way back. They're like the best of friends and stuff. I do remember hearing years back that they actually, because Michael Douglas is a self-confessed sexaholic and nymphomaniac and stuff. And apparently they do remember him saying that, him and Danny DeVito used to go out on the pull, essentially, back in the day. And he was just like, whoever I got off with, Danny would always go off with the friend. And it's gotta be a rough deal if you're out with your girlfriends and then one of them goes home with Kirk Douglas's kid, and then you're left with Danny DeVito.
No offense, but yeah.
I mean, that's just in terms of physical appearance. Between those two men, who would I rather hang out with? Rather would hang out with DeVito. But if you're just there for sex, I think you got the raw deal. Cause
you say that DeVito might have the moves.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, he might have to. Maybe he's overcompensated for everything. Yeah. He's like, I'm. He's like a wizard in there. He just needs to be that good. But also, of course, it's quite appropriate because we should mention that, and we have mentioned previously that, of course, he's best friends with Michael Douglas, who went on to produce the film version of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and of course, cast Danny DeVito in it. But Michael Douglas is in fact the real name of one Michael Keaton, who was sitting right in this friggin' scene. And I did actually see an interview on YouTube quite recently with Keaton, where they're talking about like, oh yeah, because your real name's not Michael Keaton, and he's putting it on, but he does have a very sort of stony face, sort of responsible, like, yeah, that's right, I had to change my name because there's another guy called Michael Douglas. And the thing is, his family name's not even Douglas. Like he's like Daniel Oljovich, I believe, is the original name of Michael Douglas, or of Kirk Douglas. So he's just like, yeah, and that's not even their name. So that was my actual name, but I don't get to have my actual name on screen because of friggin' Michael Douglas. He's playing a very stony face. I'm sure he was joking though. But
I'm sure he must have been over it a long time ago.
Oh, totally. But I did notice in that that off-Broadway production of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest that DeVito starred in way back when. I thought this would be good for you, Kit, because the original cast lineup with DeVito featured William Devane as Randall McMurphy, like the Jack Nicholson part, and William Devane. A lot of people will be like, "Oh, William Devane of Knots Landing," but then he was replaced apparently mid-run by Lane Smith. And Lane Smith, of course, played Perry White in the Dean Cain Superman show in the mid-90s.
Kazrad. The great brother.
You are the biggest fan of that I think I've ever met.
About superheroes gone right, really.
I like them gone wrong.
So, like, on occasion you will hear Kit exclaim, "Great shades of Elvis," and stuff like that.
In fact, you model your whole persona on Dean Cain, I believe.
All by that terrible advert for Internet Explorer or something he was in.
God! And he said something controversial recently, didn't he? Didn't he upset? Was it feminists? I think he was saying some.
Oh, there was something. Yeah,
things.
he's
this introduction in a news article I've just found doesn't fill you with confidence. He may have voted for Donald Trump to become the 45th US president, but Dean Cain insists that doesn't make him a racist, misogynist bigot. I voted for Donald Trump. I promise I'm not a racist, misogynist bigot.
I don't feel now that we've ruined Dean Cain for Kit by inviting him on the show.
I'm sorry, Kit. I'm sorry.
That framed picture is getting put face down on the table.
Oh no! I've ruined your Superman.
But after that though, DeVito first on-screen role was in the movie Dreams of Glass, where he played Thug, and he went on to star in a bunch of stuff in the 70s, including The World's Greatest Lover with Carol Kane, who we mentioned way back, played the Penguin's mother in Gotham. So there you go. And of course she then would co-star again when DeVito got one of the lead roles in Taxi. He played Louis De Palma, and Taxi is an excellent sitcom, and DeVito is fantastic in it, and that's kind of where his stratospheric rise to fame really started to gather steam. And and through that, then eventually we get DeVito in this movie way, way, way down the line. So, but that's it for today for DeVito Facts. Maybe we have another thin minute later on. I can haul them out again.
Yeah,
Not
that
those
was
same
Danny
facts.
DeVito facts.
I'll say, like, not the same DeVito facts. I'll find other ones. Like, oh, he's a fan of watercoloring or something
No,
like that.
just do the same ones again. Just pretend you didn't say them the first time.
Did
See
you
how
know
long you can get
that,
away with it.
He one time starred in a production of...
What? That's everything I've got for this minute, anyway.
Yeah, that's me for this minute.
My entire notes for this minute were small ladder, big tree. And I think I've spun that out as much as it's going.
I think that seems to be an episode title in the making.
Oh,
right
that's what I was saying, right? I must remember to, I have to officially make that the episode title.
Well, hang on. I've forgotten my own outro. Well, before we head off into the dark, dark night and wrap up this episode, Kit, would you like to tell our listeners where they can find you online, like your wonderful music and whatnot?
Yes, I have a plug. Ratbit Kit is the name of the band I front. You can find us facebook.com, soundcloud.com, bandcamp, blah, 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 /Ratbit Kit. And we make music.
Yeah. And you can also catch them at the start of every episode.
Dinner.
Dinner. Ooh. I can't wait till the third of this week's episodes, the Friday episode, because there's something special coming, but we'll get there eventually. Tease for later in the week. But if you want to get in touch with us in the meantime, we're on Facebook at the Bat Minute Listeners Cave. We're on Twitter at Bat Minute. We're on Instagram. And give us a review on iTunes, because that's always a lovely thing to do, and it helps the show. We get bumped up the charts. It does all kinds of weird, mysterious, algorithmic magic, and makes us look incredible to everyone in the world. So do that, and join us again on Wednesday for minute 38 of Batman Returns.
Next time, mono browsing. The city's scriveners descend upon their spoils research sanctuary. But which familiar ocular enhancement will aid this bird in observing his own prey? Find out Wednesday. Same Bat Pod, different Bat Minute.